Hello, wonderful people out there. I bring you greetings to this afternoon. I know some of you, it's probably late afternoon in the evenings, wherever you are, whatever time you are on. Hello, from Afriwick International Organization and CERTO Leadership International. You're welcome to Leadership Academy, and today's topic is a very important one, very important one. And I would want to encourage all of you to invite your friends, share the video, let your friends come on board so we can have a very important discussion because we are talking about how to discover your identity. Um, Last time we spoke about discovering your identity. And today we're going to talk about how to discover your identity, which it's very important because in order for us to live a successful life, we should be able to discover our identity. We should be able to know who we are. And as I said the other time, that's the struggle most people are going through, or the struggle most people are having in their lives, is to be able to discover the identity. And today we want to help out with this struggle. We want to help people to end this struggle of being able to discover the identity. And every time I try to do justice to this topic, I get a bunch of questions, which makes me think that I don't do a good job. So today we're going to take our time. We're going to take it slowly. We have certain points we're going to be discussing. And if you want to grab your pen, your paper, notepad, whatever, if you have any questions as we roll along, you can ask your questions. If you have any contributions, like I said, we don't claim to know it all. We don't claim to have all the answers. But if you have any contributions that can also help others, just bring it on. We are more than interested in getting your contributions as well. So I would want to begin by saying happy New Year. We have ended a new year, 2019. 2019 is going to be an exciting one. As I said the other time, it's going to be a learning curve. We're going to be able to learn and unlearn stuff, because in order for us to be able to do something different or be able to go where we have not been before, we first have to unlearn what we know about the place. Because if you don't unlearn, or if you don't take out what you've already learned about the place to learn a new thing which will propel you to that place, you are bound to be confused. So 2019, we're going to unlearn stuff and we're going to learn stuff. So we will be able to equip ourselves to take care of the challenges that comes with 2019. But today we're going to be, I have some notes here. We'll run through these notes, and we would take our time and explain how to be able to discover your identity. Identity is a key to success in life. Identity is a key to success in life. Most of the time you hear people talk about, if you want to be successful, you got to work hard. Hard work is a key to success in life. I beg to differ, because we know people who've worked hard in their lives. I mean, they've they've worked hard. If you talk about hardworking people, we can point to a whole bunch of people who've worked hard, but then could not still become successful in life. So hard work will not lead to success. The typical example I always give is the fact that if I invite somebody to come to my house to polish my shoes, and that happens to be the reason for which I'm throwing that invitation to the individual to come to my house to polish my shoes. All right? And the person comes to the house. Hey, Kwaku Ofosu Sapon, I see you. You're welcome to Leadership Academy. So, as I was saying, if I invite somebody to come to my house to polish my shoes, that is the reason for which I invited the person to my house to polish my shoes. And the person comes to the house and decides not to polish the shoes, but decides to clean the house. Probably the house is dusty, the house needs some painting, the house needs a whole bunch of things broken in the house, and this person decide, you know what, I believe these things needs to be fixed, so let me pay attention to these things and fix them. And the person works from morning to night to keep the house beautiful and clean. My question is, has the person been successful in coming to my house? And the answer is big no, because I did not invite the person into my house to clean the house or to fix the house. So success in life is based on, or it is defined by purpose. So in order for you to claim success in life or claim to be successful in life, you should be able to fulfill the purpose for which you were born. So if we are not able to fulfill the purpose for which we were born and decide to do other stuff because that feels good, then I'm sorry, we cannot claim to be successful in life. And we will still die with that hunger within our soul. We will still die without being fulfilled in life. So let's get this straight. Success is not defined by what you are able to achieve. Success is only defined by purpose. So if you were sent to polish a shoe, let's say if I ask the person to come to my house to polish my shoes for a fee, and that we agree on the fee, let's say $1,000, and the person does not polish the shoes, but the person decides to do other stuff to keep the house beautiful, the beautification of the house becomes the person's main objective. Guess what? I'm not going to pay the $1,000. One thing we have to understand, we don't decide the purpose. We don't choose our purpose. Our purpose and our identity is embedded in us from conception. So your ideas might be beautiful. You may have beautiful ideas, good ideas. But guess what? They're not going to be useful if you are not the inventor or if you're not the creator. You can only put your ideas into action if you are creating something, because your ideas would have to conform to the purpose for which that creation is being made. So, yes, we may have beautiful ideas in life. We may have ideas that will fetch us money. We may have ideas that will make us popular. We may have ideas that will make us powerful. We may have ideas that will make us the talk of the town. But is that what is going to make you fulfill your purpose? Your ideas might be beautiful, but because you did not assign the purpose, your ideas will not be useful unless it is in line with what our purpose in life is. And today, like I said, we're going to help ourselves to discover our purpose. How to discover your purpose is the topic we're treating today. And like I said, if you have a pen and a paper and you want to jot down or write down something, you're free to do so, because I'm going to be reading a couple of things. I took down some notes which we're going to discuss, because I believe this is a very, very important topic and a very, very important discussion we need to have if we want to be successful in life, if we want to say at the end of our lives that I have done that which I was born to do. Now I can rest in peace with my fathers. Then we need to take this issue of discovering our identity very, very serious. So first of all, we have to understand that everything in existence has a purpose. That is number one. We have to understand that everything in existence has a purpose. Just think about it. Anything you can think of has a purpose. The flies, they have purpose. The mosquitoes, they have purpose. Plants have purpose. Anything you can think about, just think of anything, has a purpose. So what makes you think that as a human being, your reason for being here is to eat, drink, sleep, and die? There's got to be a purpose beyond these things that I mentioned. So we have to understand that everything has a purpose. And if it has a purpose, then until we claim success, then that purpose got to be fulfilled. And so, two, your purpose is determined by your identity. Your purpose determines your identity, sorry. So in other words, if you have an idea and you want to create something, there is a reason for which you are creating. So let's say there's a problem in your community or in your home, maybe a problem of dirt or filth, and you want to create something to take care of that problem. So now the problem of filth, the cleaning of the filth becomes the purpose for which you're creating the stuff. So in order for you to make that purpose successful, whatever you are creating should have the ability to be able to fulfill the purpose. I hope I'm making sense. Your purpose determines your identity. So whatever your purpose is in life, you have an identity created to fulfill that purpose. In other words, we have what it takes. We've been equipped with everything we need to fulfill the purpose we were created for. So, one, I want to repeat, it is very important. We first have to understand that everything in existence has a purpose. Nothing exists by chance. Nothing exists by coincidence. Nothing in this world exists by chance. Number two, your purpose determines your identity. So whatever you were born to do, you've been equipped to do. I want to repeat this. Whatever you were born to do, you've been equipped to do. So your purpose determines your identity. Who you are is uniquely designed to fit your purpose. That's number 3. Who you are is uniquely designed to fit your purpose. In other words, whatever you were made of was not by mistake. How you were born was not by mistake. Who gave birth to you was not by mistake. Where you were born was not by mistake. The things you've been through was not by mistake. So you are uniquely designed to fit your purpose. So all of these situations were uniquely placed in your way to equip you to fulfill that purpose. So don't ever desire somebody else's purpose. Don't ever look down on what you have, your identity. Because, like I always say, the world cannot do without you. The world cannot do without you because you were born with that identity to fix that particular problem. Nobody else can except you because you have been equipped to fix that problem. So whatever situation you go through, whatever your background is, whoever gave birth to you, and like I said the other time, there's nothing like illegitimate child. We'd rather have illegitimate parents. Whatever your situation is, you are uniquely designed to fit your purpose. So there are 2 ways. This is very interesting to find your purpose. One makes you angry. And so when we get to number 3, which is who you are is uniquely designed to fit your purpose, I would urge that we pause, especially those of us who are still struggling to identify who we are, why we were born on earth, why we are the way we are. I would urge that we will pause. It is very important, and I keep saying this every time I talk about identity, identifying your purpose, identifying yourself. I always make mention of the fact that you have to pause, stop. Sometimes it is important to stop, pause, and begin to reflect. There is a reason for reflection. There is a reason we were made to reflect, and we were made to recollect stuff. So when you pause and you go into your closets, think about the problems in this world. Think about what makes you angry. I know somebody might be thinking anger is a negative thing. We're using anger in its positive sense as far as this particular issue is concerned, being able to identify your purpose. When you go into your closet, you know, sometimes we're too busy running around, doing stuff, working hard. Things are not working the way we expect them to. We're not getting the fulfillment. We're not being successful. And we begin to worry. We get frustrated. So that is why we have to stop, pause, go into your closet and reflect. Think about some of the things that make you angry, some of the problems in your community, in the world that makes you angry. It'll begin to put certain things in place for you. Okay, so anything that makes you angry, anything that gets your attention, anything that wells up your emotions, sometimes it makes you cry. Sometimes it makes you ask questions. You know, people will walk by that same thing and wouldn't see nothing. But you walk by that particular thing and it wells up emotions out of you. I read something about Mother Teresa. She was a teacher in Calcutta. And every time she's walking by these beggars, these paupers and going to school to teach the school children, she becomes angry. She becomes sad. Meanwhile, people walk by every day. They walk by these people every day. They walk by these beggars, these poor people. People walk by them every day. But nobody cares. Or let me rephrase that statement. Nobody seems to see what is wrong. Nobody seems to identify what is wrong. You see, that is why I said you are uniquely gifted or designed to fulfill your purpose in life. So, the moment you come across that which you were designed to fix, it makes you angry. It wells up emotions out of you. It makes you begin to ask questions. It makes you begin to think, what can I do to help solve these problems? What can I do to help fix this issue? Just like Mother Teresa did. She walks by these people every day. Some days she will cry the whole time she walks to school. Some days she'll be angry the whole time she walks to school. And one day she got fed up. She said, enough is enough. I'm done with this life. I'm done with identifying myself with what I am not or who I am not. This life is not what I was born to live. So she went to the school, took her last paycheck, went to the grocery store, bought fruits, bought food, went to the streets and started feeding these people. So anytime you something wells up your emotions, something makes you angry, something makes you think about it, even though people walk by, people walk past it, and nobody says nothing, nobody sees what you see, it means you need to really pay attention to it. You can identify your purpose, or you can identify yourself. Your true identity can be seen in that particular purpose. So, number two is the positive aspect. We spoke about the negative, the anger. But number two is the positive aspect. What can you do for free? What can you do for free and don't even think about getting paid? Trust me, when Mother Teresa saw those beggars, she never thought of being famous. She never thought of being rich. She never thought of getting something out of these people because they're poor. And moreover, she had to use her money to take care of them. But the only thing she thought of is, what can I do to serve these people? What can I do to make life better for these people. And she didn't even think of how she was going to survive. And anytime something gets you to that level, it means you're closer to finding your identity. When something gets your emotion, your attention, it engulfs you in a way that you cannot do anything about it. But all of your attention is focused on that thing. It means you are closer in finding your identity. Number 3, sit back and think of your youthful days. What were your dreams? What were you dreaming about? What were some of the things you were dreaming of? There was something I call deep calling deep. Sometimes you might be dreaming too big to the extent that your community would shut you down. So sit back and think of your childhood days, your youthful days. What were some of the dreams you had? Those dreams were pure because in your youthful days, you were not thinking about money. You were not thinking about fame. You were not thinking about the benefits you're going to get when you're a child. You just want to do something to help people. Think about that. That is why it is important to go into your closets and shut everything and reflect and think into your childhood days. Sometimes you could dream about something and it makes you happy as a child. You sit by yourself and you smile, you laugh. And sometimes you act some of these things out. In order for you to identify your true self, go back to your childhood days. Number 3, what do you do best? Sorry, number 4, what do you do best without struggling? We're still talking about how to identify yourself, how to identify your true self, not that which the world has labeled you with. And let me say this. If you refuse to identify yourself, the world will identify who you are not. And you're going to be labeled with that. So, what do you do effortless? Think about it. What is it that you can do effortless? You don't need to struggle. You don't need to stay up all night. It comes out of you, it wells out of you effortless. And that is where we have the difference between ability and gift. Ability means able to do. I always say, you can learn to do it. But when it comes to gift, you don't learn it, but you do it effortless. You do it with precision. You do it with excellence. What is it that you can do effortless without struggling? It doesn't matter what it is. The world needs it. Don't marginalize it. It doesn't matter what it is. The world needs it. If you have it, the world needs it. Think about it. If you have it, the world needs it. Number 5, what gives you fulfillment and you feel so happy when you do it? And like I said before, even though you don't get paid, but you feel fulfilled when you do it. Think about it. That's number 5. What fulfills you? When you do it, you feel, oh my God, I can even drop dead today. And I'll be okay. What is it that when you do, it fulfills you? Number 6, what do you think is worth your life? You see, like I said from the beginning, your identity is embedded in your conception. So your identity is your life. So what is it that you don't care about even dying for? Dr. King said, if you've not found something you can die for, then you don't even have to live. Yes, because then life becomes meaningless and worthless. If you don't have something you can die for, that is what will bring out your true identity. That is what is going to bring out who you are. What is it that is worth your life? Mother Teresa saw those sick, dying souls, and she didn't think about her life because she believed in the core of her being that with her helping out these people, her life does not matter in the process. What is it that you don't care? You don't mind losing your life for? Sometimes we think about the labels the world systems have placed on us, the identity they have given us. And so it prevents us from finding our true identity. Today, I just want to encourage somebody. Don't let that label keep you from finding your true identity. You know you're wearing that label and struggling. You know you're wearing that label, that identity, and you don't have fulfillment. You know you are wearing that identity, and when you hear about the listing, it scares you because you don't even know who you are. What you were doing, is it something that you don't mind losing your life for? Just sit back and think about it. Like I said, today we're going to go very slow because this is very important. I don't know how well I can stress the importance of discovering our identity. Your whole existence is your identity. And if you don't discover you, how can the world know you? This is a question we have to think about. If you don't discover you, how can the world know you? Because to some of us, we don't even know ourselves. We don't even know who we are. That is why we waste time on this package and not the contents of the package. So we want to wear people's identity to make us feel good and feel important. Think about it. Number 7, what is it that you do? Oh, I love this. That puts smiles on others' faces. What is it that you do that puts smiles on others' faces? Think about it. Think from the most minute or the very little things you do. It might not be something you think is big. Sometimes oh, this is nothing. This is just a little thing I did. This is just a little thing I do. But think about it. If it puts smiles on people's faces, If people come to you and say, you made my day, you have no idea what that did to me. These are pointers to discovering our identity. Number 8, what sparks spontaneity out of you, even when you're scared? In other words, what you respond to spontaneously, even when you're scared. Sometimes certain things we respond to them before we realize, oh my God, what am I doing? That is you. That is your identity. That is your identity. I remember way back in school, there was this bully. He was bullying everybody. I mean, he was bullying everybody. And those of you who went to school in Africa, when you have a bully in class and he tells you after school, you see, you begin to shiver. And if you don't take care, you might even pee in your pants in class. So one time after school, he pointed somebody out and told the person after school, you see. So after school, this guy was waiting for his bus. And this bully showed up. And he started throwing punches. And all of a sudden, this guy jumped in between them and started hitting the bully, to the point that he was able to beat this bully down. And then after all is said and done, he was like, man, I didn't even know what happened to me. I just jumped in and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm putting myself in harm's way. That is you. What sparks spontaneity out of you, even when you're scared? You know, talking about being scared, let me say this. Your true identity will scare you if you think about what you were born to do, who you really are. It'll scare you. And as we established the other time, who you are is not your name, it's not your face, it's not how beautiful you are, or how handsome, or how tall, or your family background, or whatever. If you think about who you really are, you probably are one of the best teachers the world would ever produce. You probably are one of the best painters the world will ever produce. And when you think about that, you are changing people's lives. You are affecting people's lives. One thing we have to understand, and if we grasp this concept, it will radically change the way we think about our identity. Remember, your life is linked to millions of lives. So when you fail, you're not failing alone. You're failing with millions of people going down with you. Think about that. The ripple effects, the chain reaction. So let us make every effort. I don't mind dragging this video beyond the time, if only it will lead to somebody finding his or her identity. I just want the light bulb to go off in your mind. I just want that light to be lit in your spirit, in the core of your being. Who are we? And in order for us to discover our identity, let's find out some of these steps. We are on number 8. What sparks the spontaneity out of you, even when you're acting scared? The fear will come. You'll be scared at a certain point, but that should not stop you. Because when you discover your identity, after the fear, you become as bold as a lion. Some boldness gets into you, and it makes you a whole different and total human being. It makes you a different person you don't even know existed within you. It makes you a different person society does not even know existed within you. And so when people meet you and they tell you you've changed, there's something about you. Something has changed. I don't know what it is, but something has changed. Because you identify your true self. Okay, so let's go to number 9. What you see others do, and you know you can do. What is it that you see others do? And immediately you tell yourself, I can do this. I mean, I can easily do this. I can do this. These are all pointers to your true identity. Anytime you see some of these things, it gets your attention. It gets your passion. You're so passionate about it. It doesn't matter where you see them. It could be on TV. It could be on the streets. What is it that gets your attention? And you think, I can do this. No, this is easy for me. I can easily do this. These are pointers to your true identity. So that's number 9. Number 10. What is it that people always come to you to help them with? What is it that people always come to you to help them with? Sometimes people are going to come to you, hey, can you help me with this? And anytime there's a problem in that particular area, people begin to look for you. What is it that when it happens, people the next thing people think about is, hey, where is Mr. B or where is Mr. X? Think about it. Your identity would always not sleep. It would not sleep. It will be restless within your soul. Because remember, as we discussed the other time, you did not come to this world to find your identity. You came with your identity, but you have to find it within yourself. You have to unwrap this package. This is just a package with a true gift embedded in the package. It is our responsibility to unwrap the gift, unwrap the package, bring the gift. And like I said, if somebody has a birthday and the person gets a lot of gifts, the person does not keep the gifts in the packages and keep them in his or her room. At a point in time, the person had to bring the package out and unwrap the package, bring the gift out, so he or she can enjoy the gift. Our gift, our identity is meant to be enjoyed by the world. Yes, you can write that down. Our identity is meant to be enjoyed by the world. So if the world is not enjoying your identity, then you have to think twice about it. What is it that people would always come to you to help them with? Sometimes when somebody's car breaks, they call you. Sometimes when somebody's TV is not working, they call you. Sometimes when somebody's phone is not working, they call you. What is it that people always come to you to help them? I know a guy when he was growing up, people would always come to him to help them with bad stuff. When they get themselves into trouble, they will come to him and ask him to bail them out. And he would tell them what lie to tell their parents or what lie to tell the people they got themselves into trouble with in order for them to get out of trouble. Just think about some of these things. They are very, very important. And like I said, today I am speaking to those who are struggling to discover the identity, struggling to know who they are. And the whole existence of AFRIC International Organization and CERTO Leadership Organization is to help the youth discover who they really are. That is our whole existence. So let us not ignore these pointers. And number 10, these are the 10 PowerPoints that I put down for helping us to discover our identity. Let us ponder over these issues. It will help us to discover our true identity. Because your identity is not what the world has labeled you with. Nobody was born to be stupid in this world. Nobody was born to be useless in this world. Nobody was born to be good for nothing in this world. Everybody was born to solve a particular problem. You were born with an identity to help the world solve a particular problem. So we have to discover our identity. We have to discover who we are. Who you are is not Samuel. Who you are is probably one of the world's best authors. And like I said the other time, when we mention names like Kojo P, we know what first comes into our minds. Music, love music. When we mention names like Bob Santo, comedy. Steve Harvey, comedy. D.L. Hughley, comedy. Dr. King, civil rights activism. So who you really are is not the package. So stop wasting your time, your energy on this package. And rather waste your time, not even waste, invest your time in unwrapping this package and let the world see your identity. Because the world is waiting for your identity and my identity. And I always say, the world is in chaos because the world is still waiting for you. So this sums up today's Leadership Academy on how to identify your true self or how to discover your identity. Hey, Petty, I see you. That's my girl right there. How is Zambia? And yes, Margaret is also on the line. That is Afric, our ops manager in Ghana. Yeah, she does an awesome job in Ghana. I tip off my hat for you, Maggie. Yeah, I want to thank all of you guys who are listening and watching. But let's ponder over these issues. They're very important. And I feel like going over the 10 points one more time because it is very important. And if anybody has a question, a contribution, like I said from the beginning, we don't seem to have all the answers. If anybody has a contribution that can also help, our duty here is to help people identify themselves so they can develop them and be productive to their communities and to the world at large. So let me just run quickly over the points that we stated earlier on. So one is you first have to understand that everything in existence has a purpose. That's number one. Number two, your purpose determines your identity. Number two. Number three, who you are is uniquely designed to fit your purpose. Who you are is uniquely designed to fit your purpose. When we have this understanding, it will begin to help us, to motivate us, to propel us to begin to start unwrapping the package. These 3 points are very important. When we understand that everything in life has a purpose, and we understand that our purposes are determined by our identity, and who we are is uniquely gifted or designed to fit our purposes, this will compel us to unwrap our gift, or to unwrap the gift that has been deposited in us for the world to enjoy. Because our gift, our identity, is meant for the world to enjoy. It is meant to make the world a better place. Are you making your world, your community, a better place? And remember, I said this before, your identity is not what you think it's supposed to be. Because sometimes we think, oh, I am supposed to be this because this makes more money, or this will make me popular, or this is the trend of the day. Your identity is not what is trending. Your identity is what is going to make an impact. The people in your community, are you impacting them positively? And like I said, yes, you might not be famous, you might not be the most richest person on earth, but you are going to be fulfilled. That I can guarantee. That I can bank my whole life on. That you might not be the richest man in the world, you might not be the most famous woman in the world, but I know without a shadow of doubt, with all certainty, that when you discover your true identity and you develop it and serve it to your community, you are going to be fulfilled. And that fulfillment cannot be bought with money. The next time we're going to talk about understanding your identity. Understanding your identity. Because when you discover your identity and you don't understand your identity and your purpose in life, it can lead to your destruction. That is why sometimes we see people committing suicide and we think they have it all. We see people going the wrong path, destroying themselves, and we think they have it all. Yes, if you discover your true identity and you don't understand the purpose of your identity, that can lead to your destruction. So I want us to think about some of these things, ponder over them, and the next time, or you might not even wait for the next time. You can shoot us an email on afriweekleadership.org@gmail.com. afriweekleadership.org@gmail.com. So AfriWIC is AFRIWIC, leadership LEADER org dot at gmail.com. Sorry. So AfriWIC Leadership org@gmail.com. You can send a message. You can also send us a message on Facebook at AfriWIC International Organization. We would respond to the message. If we don't respond to you via the means you sent us, we will discuss it at the next meeting. And like I said, we are not in a hurry to run through this particular topic, how to discover your identity, because it is very important. And I want to go over the points, how to discover your identity. I want to go over those points one more time. So, number one was to pause. Find a closet, go into your closets and think about problems. What makes you angry? What wells up your emotions? What makes you mad? What makes you sad? What makes you cry in your community? Because your purpose in life would always be speaking to your true identity. Remember, your purpose in life would always be speaking to your true identity. And number two, think about your childhood, your youthful dreams. Very important, because your childhood, like I said, you were not dreaming because of money. You were not dreaming because of fame. You were dreaming because you wanted to help your society. I spoke to an 11-year-old boy in a little village in Africa, and he said, I want to be a doctor. And my next question was, why do you want to be a doctor? And his response was pure, so genuine. He said, I want to help. So go back to your childhood days. Number three, what can you do for free? Number three, what can you do for free? Number four, what do you do best without struggling? What do you do best without struggling? Number five, what gives you fulfillment when you do it? It fulfills you to the point that you feel like you can drop dead and you'll be fine. Number six, what do you think is worth your life? Number six, what do you think is worth your life? Whatever you do, which you think it's worth your life, is your true identity. Number seven, what is it that you do that puts smiles on others' faces? Number seven, whatever you do that puts smiles on others' faces is your true identity. Number eight, what sparks the spontaneity out of you, even when you're scared? Number eight. Number nine, what do you see others do? And you know without a shadow of doubt that you can do it. What you see others do, and you know without a shadow of doubt that you can do it. Number 10. Number 10. What do you do so well that others come to you for help? What do you do so well that others come to you for help? Anytime people want help in certain areas, they come to you for help. Think about it. And the last one, which is number 11. What scares you? Your identity. Your true identity has to scare you. If it does not scare you, think about it. Thank you so much for spending time or investing your time into Leadership Academy. Thank you so much, and we hope that this discussion will help somebody discover the identity, because that is what will fulfill us. Next week, we're going to come your way with Leadership Academy, and we encourage that you take some time and make some time to be with us next week at the same time, 12 o'clock US time. And those of you in Ghana, I believe it's 5 p.m. Ghana time. Yes, 5 p.m. Ghana time. So hopefully next week around the same time, we're going to meet again, and we are going to have a fruitful discussion, because remember, 2019, we are going to make a difference in our lives in order for us to transform our communities. So just mark it on your calendar every Saturday, 12 noon US time, and those of you in Ghana, 5 p.m. Ghana time. I know sometimes the time will change. If the time changes, I'll let you know. We have this 1 hour daylight savings, we call daylight savings. Anytime it changes, I'll let you guys know. And it shortens the time to 4 hours. But now we have 5 hours time difference. So if it's 12 noon here, it should be 5 p.m. in Ghana. My name is Nana Osei Bonsu Jr. of Afriwic International Organization and Certo Leadership International. Thank you for listening, and I hope to catch you again next week around the same time. I want to say be productive, impact somebody's life, and let us make our world a better place. See ya.